Yeah, I always say if this is what you want, this is what you love, like follow your heart and do not compare yourself to anybody else. Your time will come. Just keep your eye on the prize and take every opportunity that is in front of you.
Hi, and welcome back to the Mind Body Method podcast, and I am your host, Josh Grimm. If you've been waiting for a sign to take your talent seriously, this might be it. Most people know they have something inside of them, a talent, a pool, a quiet voice that keeps saying that there's more out there for you. But pursuing that talent, that's where fear shows up. Fear of being seen, fear of failing, fear of not being good enough. This episode is about that moment, when you stop waiting for permission and start taking your talent very seriously. You know, I've wrestled with this myself, knowing I had something to offer, outside of just one-on-one training with clients, but questioning the timing, the path, the confidence. Am I going to portray the leader that I know that I am? Will it come through in my voice, in my coaching style, etc.? Is that even my talent? Well, I believe it is, and it's constantly evolving. What I've learned is that clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. In today's conversation, we talk about honoring your gifts, developing them, protecting them, and understanding that your talent isn't random. It's a responsibility to show. If you've been sitting on something that you know you're meant to pursue, something that you know that you're good at, consider this your nudge, and let's talk about what it means to actually go for it. My guest today is someone that I've fought hard and loved harder for the past 6 or so years. He's an actor, singer, writer, and a Broadway star, my dear darling friend, Constantine Rousouli. Hi, Turtle.
Oh, hi, Zucchini. Wow, that only took Josh 8 tries to do. So I'm happy we finally got there.
The brilliance of edits.
But you also forgot uniqueness, nerve, talent, and charm.
Yes, as you like to say to yourself, a self-proclaimed idiot.
Yeah, I'm a self-proclaimed idiot. Yes, every morning I wake up.
Everyone always says that about you. Why is that? Where did that come from?
I actually don't know. I think everybody just sees straight through the soul. And they're like, wow, you're an absolute idiot. But a fun one.
But it's become kind of like a trademark for you.
It is. I actually love it. I'll take it. I will take it. I'd rather be an idiot than known for a mean person.
So for the people here that, my listeners and my viewers that don't know you, tell us.
Well, hi, everybody. My name is Constantine Rousouli. I am 6'1". I have a fat ass and a great attitude. So
here we go.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm from New Jersey originally. My background is Greek. I am a writer and an actor. Been in this business for 20 years, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But I also love animals, looking for a husband.
This is not a Hinge profile.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Okay, cool. Do you want a funny story?
I would like to talk about your career a little bit. Let's see. So you're an actor right now, and how did you get into acting?
I was always the ham of the family. Always doing shows in my basement with my sister, dancing, singing, wanting to always make people laugh. So I think that stuck with me for my whole career, which is wonderful, and I'm so happy I can still be able to do it 20 years later. But I started Greek dancing back in the day.
What is Greek dancing?
It's like traditional Greek dancing. I don't even know what to tell you. It's like people in a circle holding hands, and they're like, "Yeah, awesome."
Okay, I've seen
it's like
that a few times.
Yeah, you've seen it. You've been to my house
At the Eagle.
Yeah, me at the Eagle Greek dancing. It was a great time. Eating paella at the Eagle. We'll get back to that. I always wanted to be an actor. I always remember just like having the family in the palm of my hand, making them laugh. And I was like, ooh, this is fun. I love this feeling. And then I just went on to high school, just did a bunch of musicals, and I got Hairspray out of high school, the national tour when I was 17. And then I just started working. Did that on Broadway, did Legally Blonde, Wicked, Ghost. Then I moved to LA to try and be a movie star. And you know what? That didn't happen. But it smacked me in the face with, humble pie. And it was the best, truly the best time internally that I could go through for my career and for my mental state. So even though as hard as it was, but to then come back here and still be in the business.
I mean, whenever you and I were really, like when we first met, you were basically living in LA full time.
Yeah.
And Do you miss being there at all?
Absolutely not. Here's the thing. I loved LA for like 3 years. LA is a beautiful hell. New York is a dirty heaven, and I'd rather be in a dirty heaven. Listen, LA has some great moments about it. It's beautiful. I think it's a very tough place for people who are in the business nonstop. I think you're very secluded and alone at times. And I think if you figure that out and figure out how to not be so obsessed with your career for it to become negative, then I think you will do well there. But it's very hard to not get wrapped up into, the chaos of, I need to be famous. I have to be a star. I have to be on TV tomorrow. Everybody's doing the same thing. I don't have a real conversation with you because I want to use you for whatever you can do for me.
Right.
And it just becomes this vicious cycle. And you're just sitting there being like, wait, where's my purpose? Where's my drive? Where did that go? And then you feel like an empty shell of a human. So I think it's a very difficult place. And I would say it's way, way, way harder than New York City.
But you do have success, right? You've been on TV. You've been in movies, I think. Have you been in any movies?
I have, actually.
We'll
I've
talk about
been
that.
in a couple.
But
Thanks, Josh.
You've had a lot of.
Should know this.
Maybe I haven't seen them.
Yep.
Maybe we have a friend movie night.
Let's absolutely. I can't wait to watch my old movies that I was horrible in.
But so did you feel that pressure there? Because you are a working, successful actor. So did you feel the same pressure whenever you were in LA?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was a spoiled, rotten little monster who, out of high school, dreams came true, was on Broadway, jumped from show to show to show.
Oh, so you had an ego.
A little bit. I mean, I wasn't an asshole by any means. I think I got so used to the fight and like being in an 8-show-a-week schedule and loving what I was doing that I was a little. I was a kid. I was 17. I left my house and I get thrown into this leading role on a tour, and then I lead the show on Broadway. So it's like, of course, I was very grounded and very grateful and appreciative. But when I moved to LA, I just thought, okay, well, it was a great, wonderful experience for me to do that here in New York. I just think that's just going to happen in LA, and I'm gonna get a TV show tomorrow.
Right.
And that did not happen. It was 5 years of working yourself from the ground up again.
When I first met you, I forget what show or what you were. I mean, obviously you were writing Titanique, which we'll speak about. But what else were you doing at that time?
When I first met you,
You weren't working on a show besides the one that you're writing.
I was, because I met you when I was in LA. Correct?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't working on.
When you cruised me at the gym.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Hee hee.
So whenever Constantine and I dated briefly, and we became
the best moments of his life. Okay.
And we a lot of things that I discovered about you during that time. One of the most valuable things I took away from that was you're the one who kind of taught me more about meditation and mindfulness and things like that. And it's funny how, I remember this one moment where we were in your apartment in LA, and you just were like, you had your headphones on and you were laying back on your bed, and you just took that time for yourself to do what you needed to do in your routine for that day. I'm like, what is this guy doing? I mean, I know what meditation was, but you were really, really, okay, he's, they're visiting, but he has to take the time. I'm like, okay. But I was like, oh, this is really valuable and important to him. And it made me want to think about, oh, this might be something for me as well. And then I think that's where my real deep dive journey started with it. And I mean, so thanks.
Hey, you're welcome. No, I'm so happy that I could be that person for you to like open the door to something that was going to be stuck with you, and look at you now. I mean, I'm so proud of you.
And then, you also, at the time, I don't know if you still do, but you were always reading Abraham Hicks and listening to Abraham Hicks. And you introduced me to her too. If anyone listening to this podcast, Abraham Hicks is someone you should definitely give a try to. And so what would you say that is kind of like, how was your intention of your mindset and your meditation practice, things like that evolved? And what do you do now?
Great question, Joshua. I remember in LA, because there was like a 5-year stint of not working when I moved. And that's when I was dating you and or talking to you. It was like that those 5 years of me still trying to figure out how am I going to work. I want to break into the more TV film side of things instead of theater. I need a break from theater. And so I think it was just like navigating that and building my brand from the ground up again. But I remember it was just too much to handle. And I basically had like, I wouldn't say a mental break, but I definitely started getting anxiety, and I couldn't be able to drive. I would feel like completely suffocated, and I just was starting to turn to a completely different human. And I was trying to figure out like, what is this? What's happening? How is this possible? This is not me. I'm not an introvert. I'm such an extrovert. I love people. I don't want to see people. I want to stay in my apartment. It was just like a very depressing time. And I remember coming back to New York for like a month stint back on Wicked. And I was back in the show for just like a little quick journey back to the Gershwin after previously doing the show for 2 years. And I had a panic attack on stage in the first scene. And I completely left the stage and I walked off. And I always relate it to Carrie Bradshaw when she's getting married and she puts the wedding dress on and she's like, oh my God, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. And that happened. And I was in this like my opening costume and I was like, take it off. Husband. But minus the rich husband, or else I wouldn't have to be working, which would be great. And I would have no anxiety. But no, it happened. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because I've never had panic attacks before. I was just like fight or flight mode. Mm-hmm. I spoke to my sister about it. She's an acupuncturist. She was like, girl, you need Jesus. And I was like, already on it. She's like, you need to like just calm your mind. She's like, I think you should start meditating. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm not doing that. Then my really good friend in LA was like, you need to start meditating. You need to start meditating. And I was like, okay, finally, I'm going to try this meditation thing out. And I found Abraham Hicks, and they're an entity that is channeled through this woman named Esther. And it's basically like The Secret. They're the ones who started The Secret. So it's like manifestation, and it's just a mindset of being happy and choosing happiness every single day and calming your mind and telling the universe what you want. And I don't know, I really resonated towards this. And I was listening to a bunch of stuff on YouTube, and I started to like unravel myself, which was incredible. And I needed that. And I just got hooked onto it, and I started feeling better and better and better. But after 2.5 years of fight or flight, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get rid of this anxiety stuff. And meditation was the only thing that did it. So it's been 10 years now. I have been meditating every single day.
And still do.
Still do every single day. 15 minutes in the morning. I think for me, that's how I kickstart my mental state every single day, and how I wake up and how it starts my day and how it ends my day. I think the second you're in that like weird sleepy, I'm awake, I think they call it the beta mode, when your brain is in beta mode. You wake up and you're in that weird limbo, and that's the perfect time to start meditating. Because you haven't looked at your phone, you haven't looked at your emails, you haven't gotten completely sideswiped. And I think that's the best part, that time to meditate. But I definitely do that every single day. And I still do guided meditations. It'll change, it'll vary. I'll wake up now and just feel like, oh, am I super grateful, or am I feeling a little stressed? Am I feeling a little anxious? Am I feeling love? I just go in and I type into YouTube. I'm like, what am I feeling today? I was like, I want to have a mindfulness meditation.
Right.
And it just pops up, and I just let my intuition go. And I'm like, cool, this one sounds great.
You and I do the exact same thing. I mean, that's literally exactly what I do too. If like how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Also, that sleepy haze when you wake up is the most beautiful part of the day. I had a guest on recently where we talked about our rituals, morning rituals. And that was something I was saying, where one of the first things you have to do is have that meditation, because that's when your mind is the most expanded and clear, and like you can receive all the downloads that you need to have for the day. And you do realize and recognize, if you're not doing it for a period of time, your body feels different, your actions feel different, you behave differently, you walk differently. I feel like your entire demeanor and behavior changes, and you notice a difference. I mean, you've noticed
Oh,
a change in me.
Everybody,
No, there's certain stories we're not talking.
we're not going to talk about that, but this one has done a full 180. Like, it's crazy. I mean,
Right,
he
that
was
wasn't a monster.
he was a terrible human. No, he was incredible, but like you can really see somebody like fully go through a transformation of like peace and tranquility and calm, and yeah, it's really, really great to see, and I'm so happy that you stuck with it, and yeah.
So there's a lot of, I'm sure you've heard this before, but a lot of actors get kind of a bad rap, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Narcissism, ego, kind of those two things.
Yes.
I don't think that of you, obviously, or you wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't be friends. But
Yeah.
how have you navigated yourself through that? Because you have you're also your peers. I'm sure that you have peers that kind of fall into those categories, and maybe even some friends or whatnot. Because that's kind of like when you have thousands of eyes on you at all time, it probably can blow up your mind, and if you don't have the right tools to navigate through that. So how do you stay clear of falling into that trap?
Great question. I think because I was thrown into this business at such a young age, at 17, I came in petrified, as if I didn't know what I was doing, which to the point, I didn't at that. I bamboozled myself into believing that I thought I knew what I was doing that was right. So I was just a very nice student and like taking everything in. And I mean, I also give props to my parents for not raising my sister and I like monsters because they would have beat our ass because I grew up in a Greek family. My father would have been like, absolutely not. You're out on the street if you're going to ever, talk to somebody like that, be a drama queen, diva. And I saw it at a young age. So I think that really opened my mind to being like, oof, I do not want that. I see people and I see how just like tumultuous they are towards themselves and to everybody around them. And I was like, I can't be like that. I can't be like that. But it's funny how when you are in a business for so long, especially as an actor, comparing yourself to people, wanting what they have, trying to fit in the mold of what people think you are when you're trying to express yourself in a different way, and it gets crazy. So of course, and there's a lot of yes people, there's a lot of no people. So you're always balancing and fighting this like, who do I have to be today? And I think that's dangerous. And the way that I mean, meditation truly was the thing that got me to look inside and go completely internal and focus on the beauty of life again and the beauty of everything around me. Like I remember, I think I told you this. Somebody was like, hey, I was walking the street of New York City one day, and this was like right before I moved to LA, after I was like burnt out from New York, and everyone's like, hey, you're looking down. Stop looking down. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, you're looking down. They're like, look up. I was like, oh. I don't know, it just hit me so hard, and I finally like looked up and I started crying, and I was like, oh my God, this makes sense. I was like, it all makes sense. I was like, look up, everything's in front of you. So like people get
You do practice that.
I do. I like find myself, I mean, we're all like this, especially in New York, especially we're like, I got to go hustle bustle on the train, and you're looking down, and then it's like, oh my God, just look up for a second.
Right, you do.
But yeah, I mean, listen, the narcissistic behavior is around 24/7
for everyone.
Listen, when I was a kid, of course, I had that, and I was completely thought I was the shit. I mean, I moved to LA being like, oh, I'm the shit. I'm getting a TV show tomorrow. Even though, but that's basically out of fear and insecurity. So that's where I was coming from. And then the second that I was aware that I was like, okay, I know you have a drive and a passion, and you want to believe so hard that you are worth it and worthy and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes it's just not your time. And I think I was so lucky to be aware of that at that young of an age, to be like, okay, I know I want to get to this point. I don't want to become a monster in between this. So how do I know, how can I navigate having the feeling of this, like this final point is where I want to get to, and I want to do it when I'm ready. And at that point, I wasn't ready. So I was like forcing it. And then, I realized this later in the meditation of when you force something so hard and you suffocate it because you want it so bad, that's when these terrible negative narcissistic behaviors come out and insecurities come out and fear-based comes out. And you're just like, fuck, I don't want that. So how do I get around that? And how do I not fall into that? And I didn't understand it then. And I was like, but I am good enough to be blah, blah, blah. I was just a lead on Broadway. How am I not booking this TV show and blah, blah, blah. And you get swept up in all of the drama. And I think, yet again, meditation.
Well, obviously your passion runs so hard and so deep, but you had to at some point turn that into a business, right? And you knew that it was going to be a business. It's not just a passion project of acting, which, I assume that 90% of desired actors kind of fail, or that's like something they tried out.
Yeah.
But like, when did you make that decision to be like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do? And when you had that like mindset shift to be like, okay, there's no other option for me because this is what I want, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes a business and a career, a business where you're actually making money and making a name for yourself. Was there like kind of a shift from the passion to the business aspect?
Yeah, I think the passion to the business aspect happened after I learned the hard way in LA of going through this complete panic attack, crazy, and getting a slap of humble pie again, and resetting everything and not having it be like identity based of like my career is my identity. And if I'm not, working, I'm not worthy, and I am no one's going to love me. No one's going to hire me because I'm not doing anything. So I think it was just completely getting rid of all of that chaos, nonsense, noise.
Right.
And I think after the fact that they always say in meditation, or like Abraham Hicks says, go general. Going general means like stop suffocating so much of like, if you want something so bad and you have this like negative fire behind it, that means you need to fully let go. And by letting go means like, do not touch it. Do not think about it. Go for a walk, go listen to music, clear your mind, go general, being like, okay, I am here with one of my best friends. My feet are firmly planted on the ground. I'm looking up and the sky is blue and it's beautiful. Oh my God, a tree, I can breathe. It's just like completely getting away from what you're so focused on that you're putting this like
It's so nice to actually be able to like train our minds to be able to do that. You and I think so similarly with those things.
It's a muscle and it's hard and you have to practice it and do it every single day.
It is. But it becomes a habit. It becomes something that's just like ingrained in you after a while. It's just who we are now, right?
I wake up and I'm like, no, I'm going to choose this path instead of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the switch was when I finally went general, like really went general, and I like had that story of like look up, and I had this moment. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't been looking up in 10 years. I've just been focused in this and pounding the pavement and needing and wanting this so much because of my, identity of like, I have to get back on top in order to feel like people like me and get my career together, because then I'll be, in front of everybody's face. And then the second you let all that shit go, you're like, wow. And like hitting a rock bottom place of, oh my God, I need to clear my mind and not feel as if I'm going to like die and pass out today. I mean, I couldn't drive anymore. Like it hit the part of my life where I was like, I can't do anything and this is not me. So how am I going to fix this? So going general, getting back to like a square root of like feet firmly planted. Let's find the joy in performing again instead of it being a job. And that's when I think the turn happened of like, okay, I'm not just an actor. I finally opened up this crazy pathway to like when I started Titanique I came up with this idea in a bar in Silver Lake when I was doing.
My next question, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Well, yes. I mean, obviously now we kind of like build up to this. I mean, like you've had success your entire life, but like now the success has kind of elevated.
Yeah.
Right. And, I'm so proud of you. And
Thank you.
when I first met you is whenever you were writing it with Marla and the other guy.
Ty.
Yes, Todd.
Ty.
Hi, Ty.
Hi, Ty.
And so it's become this huge success, and you just recently announced that you're going to Broadway. So let's talk about Titanique.
Yeah, this was going back to when I wanted to know this, the switch was happening. These 5 years of not working in LA, we started doing dinner immersive theater at this place called Rockwell Table and Stage in Los Feliz, where we would take movies and make them into musicals, but they would be parodies. So
And this was 7 years ago, right?
this was 10 years ago.
Okay, but because I
It'll
just
be
saw
10
something
years.
on social that was like 7 years. It's when you
Well,
kind of
7
started.
years is when we came to New York.
Okay.
But we wrote it 10 years ago.
I see.
So it was like 2016, and we were doing a show, like a movie to musical parody, and I'm looking at all my people in this space, and I was like, wait, we have to write our own stuff. And I would always hear from my acting coaches in LA, like, you guys got to make your own content, write your own stuff. And I was like, shut up, I'm gonna be found on the street like Brad Pitt. Didn't happen. So I was like, okay. And then I realized, I was like, if we're gonna write stuff, it has to come from a place of like, now, if I'm gonna be a producer of something that I'm gonna write, also was never a writer. I just had this idea at a bar. I was wasted. I go up to Marla and I was like, oh, what if we did Titanic with all Celine Dion music, and you're gonna play Celine and I'll play Jack? And she was like, hey girl, go to sleep. And I was like, okay, yeah. And I went home that night, never having written anything in my life, but having, my aura and my channels open, because I was just so carefree and enjoying what I was doing with my friends again, that this idea, literally, like the spirit of Christ came through me, and I sat down at my computer, never having written anything in my life. And I was like, this really works. Oh my God. And I just something was flowing through me, and I just had this inspiration to start writing this outline. And then the next day I called them up and I was like, we should come over and watch the movie. I think this works. And then it was just bouncing off of this joy. And I remember it was like a light switch that I was like, oh my God, I finally am it has ignited something in my body something else. But because I've completely gotten rid of the mindset of, I need to do this and I need to be famous and I need to have $1 million, and just went back to literally enjoying myself with my fucking friends.
If you do what you want to do, the success will come.
Yeah, but also just having the feeling of, it's all feeling based. It's like I had the feeling of just being around people that I loved and popping ideas back and forth. And then all of a sudden I ran with my intuition, and I would have never been able to do that, or I would have never followed through if I did not take the time to, pull back layers for myself and learn how to meditate and learn how to be grounded and learn how to vibrate on a different level. And I have to thank that, because this has opened up a completely different box for me.
Right.
I've never considered myself a writer. I never thought I was going to be a writer. I was like, no, I'm just an actor and whatever. But now I have the same feeling of when I was young, of like, oh my God, I can't wait to be an actor, of, oh my God, I can't wait to write more.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So are you writing something else now?
I'm writing everything, baby. We're writing. Titanique is happening on Broadway. When
does that open?
I can't really say right now, but it's sometime in the spring.
Perfect.
So you will know. It's going to happen very soon.
That's awesome.
We're all very excited. It's truly a dream come true. Coming back, I always told myself this too. When I left New York City, I said, I want to come back to the thing that I love so much without having this negative fear or, completely through the strung out, because I was so exhausted fighting my mind of I want to be perfect and comparing myself to people. I was like, I want to come back on my own terms. I want to come back on my own terms.
Do you feel like you have?
1,000%. And it couldn't have happened in a better way. I feel like I am now ready for the ready. I'm ready to be back here. I'm ready
to be ready.
I'm ready to be ready. As crazy as that sounds, it really is. And I wanted to come back to New York City on my terms. And now I'm, a producer on my show. I wrote my show. I'm starring in my show.
Right.
So it feels really, it's crazy what you throw out into the universe.
Are you
what
excited
sticks.
to be that busy again? Because being on Broadway, I mean, you've been there before. It's like, it's a grueling schedule.
Girl, how much time you got?
I mean, are you,
8 shows a week is hard.
I'm sure.
But I'm so grateful to be able to do it. I'm so grateful that I want to do it still, because 10 years ago, 12 years ago when I left,
Right.
I was like, I am done. I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
And it goes in waves. Like, it's hard, but it's what you love to do. And you're like, okay, it's my job. And I love giving back to the people and making them happy. Like,
I
again,
mean, it's an incredible show. It's
you.
brilliant. What are you doing to prepare yourself for it physically? Mentally, you got this. Right?
mentally, we got this. Mentally, I'm
Physically,
I could never been ready.
We're not young anymore, babe.
Yeah, I know. Physically, I got a bad back and a bad attitude on a Tuesday afternoon when it's like we're starting the week again.
Right.
I don't know. Meditation still,
Physically.
acupuncture.
I'm talking about like your workouts, like your actual.
Oh, my workouts. That's what this podcast is all about.
No. But I'm saying no. I appreciate the acupuncture. I agree with all of that. All of those. All the Eastern medicines. I do think that's very important. But I mean, are you going to do something like physical for your body to prepare?
Oh yeah, I have to. It's a must.
Yeah.
The show's 100 minutes long, and I never leave the stage.
Right.
I'm dancing my absolute tits off. I'm singing my tits off and acting my tits off. So you have to be prepared, and you have to get your endurance back up. And yeah, workouts for sure. But you have to find the balance. Like, I'm not 20 anymore where I would go to the gym 6 days a week,
Right.
do 2 shows, go out all night and be like, I'm ready to do it again, and be completely fine. Like, now I have to really be strategic in how much weight am I throwing around in the gym, and the
because you don't
mind
want to get
body
injured.
connect
Yes.
of like, I think it's more important to, it is like therapy as well for myself to go to the gym, to open up, your airways, to be able to breathe properly, especially to sing. Like, I have to work out and move my body and like release my hips and release my back in order for me to do my job and to do it well, and also to not injure myself.
Right.
So you've got to be strong.
I think it would be fun to actually kind of like create your own program around what your singing, or I'm sorry, your show schedule is, and your practice rehearsal schedule is, and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would think that you would be very structured. Like, you would probably put it in your calendar and say, like, from this time to this time, I'm doing X, Y, Z.
Yeah, I think I do. I've hit the really sweet spot for myself. Like, I love to do a 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. Because we have 5 show weekends, which is like 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday. I mean, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday, and then you're off Monday. So it's like, I need to, in order to do 2 shows back to back, not really burn my nervous system out. And because it's a lot of energy to be up there and to sing and dance, as well as be somewhat perfect every night, even though nobody is. But yeah, you have to. I make a specific workout for myself.
Do you have any travel plans coming up?
I have no travel plans. I was just traveling all year.
You traveled a lot for Titanique. No?
We traveled a lot for Titanique, which was unbelievable.
Brazil.
Like, we opened in São Paulo, which was incredible. I love Brazil. I love Brazil. I love. We opened in Paris, which was
Sydney.
Sydney opened. I didn't go, unfortunately. I was doing the show here. We opened London. We won the Olivier, which is the Tonys of London, which is unbelievable. Still can't believe that.
Was that shocking?
Yeah, it was the craziest experience of my life.
I love that video on YouTube.
Yeah. It was like, what? How is this possible? What's happening? And we were told from our producers, they're like, oh, you're not going to win. I was like, they're not doing that. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden they called our name, and I was like, wait.
Amazing.
I was like, okay, here we go. But yeah, no travel plans. I'm going to be here. So what are we doing?
Well, whatever you want to do. You want to go to Santiago with me?
No.
Thanks.
But next time.
We'll go to dinner.
Yeah, let's go to dinner.
Perfect.
Yeah, no more travels. I have to get ready for this Broadway show.
Yeah,
So
springish.
yeah.
In spring.
Maybe.
No, I'm saying the show's open.
Oh, the show's. I thought you were saying let's go on a vacation in spring. I was like, that's not going to happen. I'll be in a show.
I mean, you're kind of like me. Like, I'm a workaholic. I don't think of it as work. It's just who I am, right? You know, people tell me like, Josh, you work 24/7, and I do, but it's not work. It's like I'm doing what I like to do, and I'm building this brand and this awareness, and I'm doing what I love. So it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like, I mean, what else am I gonna do? Like sit around and like watch air disaster videos all day. You know what I mean?
Or yeah, fun fact, he loves planes. It's crazy.
We talked about that on another episode.
Oh, did you? Yeah, go back to that episode because he'll always be like, you're on Boeing 774 and you have one thing that's going to blow up in 4 seconds. And I'm like, cool, Josh. Thanks so much. I'm on my way to LA.
Land safe.
Yeah, he's like, good luck. Your one tire has no air. And I'm like, cool.
So what your downtime is what? I mean, I know this, but
my downtime?
Downtime.
Like, what do I do?
Yeah. Besides just like traipsing around the city.
Yeah, besides walking around the city. I don't know. My downtime, it varies. I think the older I get, the more I definitely need time to recharge. And I think I'm such an extrovert. I love people. I get energy from people, but I also am an introvert where I'm like, okay, I need to recharge and like take time for myself. But like, I do absolutely love putting my headphones in, like my number one thing, putting my headphones in and walking around the city. I think walking clears your mind even more. If you guys ever have to memorize anything or have a difficult conversation or really just like weed through your brain, go for a walk, go for a long walk and be in nature. I guarantee you will find the answers within 15 minutes. Not even. But yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. Finding a new spot in the city, putting headphones in, like getting off at a random stop on a train and be like, okay, cool. I'm going to walk and see what I can find.
Do you get fan mail?
Do I get fan mail? I do actually, which is psychotic and hilarious.
Do you get people reaching out to you for mentorship?
I wouldn't say, I mean, yeah, sometimes, yes.
So what would you say toward someone that is like saying, you know, this like 18-year-old boy or girl coming from, you know, humble upbringing and they want to be an actor or a Broadway star? Like if they came to you, what would you say?
I would tell them that you got to make sure this business is for you. And if there's even a 0.5% or a 1% chance that you're like, I want to be a veterinarian. So then go do that because this business is extremely difficult. It's not for the faint or the weak-hearted. It's super, super incredible, difficult. You will get 1 million no's to a couple of yeses that will change your life. And I think do not compare yourself to anybody.
Do you have a mentor?
I've had multiple mentors, yes, in my life.
Do you accept that you're probably in the position now to be a good mentor for other people?
1,000%. I mean, I've taught a bunch of workshops and classes with you know, kids, and I've been a coach. During pandemic, I was coaching a bunch of kids. And I just, I always say, if this is what you want, this is what you love, like follow your heart and do not compare yourself to anybody else. Your time will come. Just keep your eye on the prize and take every opportunity that is in front of you. Do not be afraid of it. The scarier it is, the better off you're going to be. And you have to dive in head first. You got to take a chance or else you're going to regret it.
That's a good closing statement. Do you want to do a rapid fire?
Yeah. 72 questions. Hey, Vogue.
Oh, this is not Vogue.
Oh, it isn't?
No,
I got to get the fuck out of here.
All right. What actually matters long term?
Love, family, friends.
One belief you let go of.
Oh, you're not good enough.
One thing you're still working on.
My waistline.
Okay. What doesn't get said enough?
I love you.
What would you tell your younger self?
Continue being that weird, little, awkward misfit toy that you are, and just continue to follow your dreams and your passion in your heart.
I know the answer to this one, but what's the one habit that changed your life?
Meditation.
Thanks for being here.
I love you.
Love you so much. So for all of you who are listening, thank you for taking the time to hear what Constantine and I were talking about. If you want to hear more, it's at Constantine Rousouli for his Instagram. It's Constantine
Not even close.
Rousouli. You'll figure it out.
Rousouli. You should know this. You've known me for 12 years.
And Titanique on Broadway is coming this spring, and it's an amazing show. Please go and see it. Wherever you're watching and listening to this podcast, please like, subscribe, and give us some love. If you have any questions or comments, it's questions@mindbodymethodpodcast.com. My Instagram is joshgrim_fitnut, FITNUT. Thank you. See you next Wednesday. Thank you for joining me today on Mind Body Method. This podcast is part of Pride House Media, hosted by me, Josh Grimm, produced and edited by Josh Rosenzweig. Original music composed by Nell Balabin. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, leave us a rating and review. It really helps others to discover the show. I'd love to stay connected with you, so join the conversation by following me at joshgrim_fitnut on Instagram and by emailing me at questions@mindbodypodcast.com.